Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, World of Blitz, and in today's video, we'll be taking a look at the Shrek TVP. This is a Tier 8 Czechoslovakian tank destroyer, and it's basically a Scorpion G, but in my opinion, more enjoyable. In today's video, I'll be telling you everything you're going to want to know about this tank. Why? Well, that's because it's currently available in a draw. You can get the tank for 17,500 gold if you were to open every single attempt up to number 18. And honestly, I don't think that is ridiculously expensive for an honestly brand new tank. The only other time this vehicle has been sold is in crates, and obviously the crates were ridiculously expensive. So you get the camo. Honestly, I kind of like this camo. I think it's pretty cool. Now, do I think this tank is worth 17,500 gold? No. I don't think any tier 8 is worth more than around 12,000 gold, to be honest, because that's what you can get most tier 8s for. Like, if we make my way, obviously, over to the tanks in the store right now, we can see you can pick up a 252 for 7,500 gold. You can pick up a K91 for 12,500. You can get a Glacial or an ISU 130 for 7,500. So usually you can pick up tier 8s for around 11,000 to 7,500 gold, which is pretty inexpensive, and this is more the same price as a Concept 1B. But as I did mention, it is a brand new tank. So if you do have gold lying around, or a double gold bundle is in front of you, and you did really want to pick up the Shrek, then I can't say it's the worst thing ever. You are getting, like, at least the camo and some other rewards, but it's still not the best deal ever. However, I'm here to just showcase why I really enjoy this tank. And the Shrek is kind of a fantastic vehicle. First of all, we have the dispersion. 0.281 is absolutely, like, unbeatable in tier 8. That makes it one of the most accurate guns in the tier. It's got solid DPM, especially judging that this is with calibrated shells, 2,800, and it's got very good penetration, 260 on the standard, 340 heat. That's really good. Its damage per shot is on the lower side at only 310, but that gives it a very fast reload of only 6.7 seconds. Gun depression is pretty poor, but you don't need good gun depression on a lightly armored tank destroyer. It's the same as the Scorpion G, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Mobility-wise, its top speed is 50, the reverse is 20, and it has a good power to weight of 18.5. Now, in provisions, instead of running food or, fuel, you could put on Spall Liner to reduce the damage that you receive. However, personally, I think that you don't need Spall Liner on a vehicle like this. It's actually somewhat HE resistant on the front of the hull and the turret, which means that I don't think it's that necessary. Yes, it is beneficial to run Spall Liner, especially in certain situations. I might get HE today and eat my own words. But at the same time, I like having that 10% better mobility, which is what I would have swapped off instead of the Spall. So here we are in game number 1 on Normandy, and let's see what the Shrek can do. I actually really like this camo. I wish it had some animated aspects going for it, but I still do like the overall color scheme. It kind of reminds me of, like, Splatoon, if any of you know that game. But yeah, I kind of like it a lot. So what are we up against? We got a Torn Von and an Emil 1951. So that alone is pretty dangerous because they're both hull-down vehicles. So because of that, I'm going to try and put my tank in a position where I would think hull-down tanks would play. Now, are they going to go there? No way to confirm. They might also make their way wide. But this spot here is usually pretty good just because of the fact that if they do play their hull-down vehicles mid-hill, I can poke. Oh, we actually got the Smasher detected. Well, let's drive over the ridge very quickly. That was a rather unfortunate shot, to be honest. We got the Torn Von spotted. He's actually getting bled like crazy already. Okay, well, Smasher's getting shot pretty hard already. He fired his gun. So we're going to move over here. We can see the solid mobility of the Shrek. And yeah, it's pretty good mobility. Now the gun depression, as I did say, pretty poor. But that doesn't stop us from slamming a shell right into the turret of the Smasher. That player is already kind of done, which is kind of funny. So let's see what we can do. Well, we got the VK100 and all the other tanks off to the other flank. And, well, not much is really making too much of an aggression over here. Got the Smasher in the back, and we're going to aim it on that Smasher, possibly. Got the WZ over here. I'm just going to push down low. We're going to ignore the WZ. Well, actually, we might just be able to aim it on his lower plate, and yeah, that one definitely penned the WZ. As I said, this tank's got a pretty solid gun, which does allow it to be quite dangerous. Oh, that's not what I like. Problem is, we're kind of pinned here, and yeah, let's see what we can do. I mean, I'm not too worried about this WZ, because he is quite low, I would expect. It's more the Smasher that worries me, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up over here. There you go, we got the Smasher spotted. He's not looking at me, so let's get the clearing shell into his tank. There you go, pretty good stuff. Alright, I'm going to move up now, and we're going to see if we can get the WZ cleared. As I said, I would expect this WZ to be quite low. And there he is, one easy shell into his tank. We're going to reload in just a few seconds, and we should be able to finish him off. Hello, WZ, and goodbye. Alright, pretty solid stuff so far. Charlemagne looks like he's going to jump down onto the Panther. And honestly, I don't even really care about the Panther. I want to get damage into the Tornvon, the VK100, and the Emil over here. These guys still have a decent amount of health left, and that's exactly what I want to try and shoot at. So let's see if we can get behind the Tornvon first of all. We got an HE with his name written on it. Boom, a 420 damage juicer right into his booty. Now we're going to reload again, and bonk, there you go. You can see how quick this tank aims in as well. It's got a very, very good aiming time, and this is where that solid DPM comes right into play. You're just able to farm that damage like crazy. As I said, I think the Shrek is a very, very enjoyable tier 8. I mean, the gun is fantastic. Again, that aiming time, very good. Just solid overall, so you can just slam these shells out super, super fast. So, VK100's dead. All that's left at this point is the Emil 1951. We're going to aim it on the side of his turret with an HE, and look at that, 483 juicer into his vehicle. Now we're just going to aim it on his turret, another easy shell into his tank. You'll notice the Shrek is also very quick on reverse speed. However, it doesn't matter at this point. The game's a win. So this was a very solid battle, and it really illustrates a lot of the reasons why I like this tank a lot. Its gun is really nice due to the lower alpha. It allows you to get out shells faster, and the HE hits very hard, as we can see. And not only that, but the accuracy is absolutely incredible. The mobility allows you to get in the position quickly. I mean, that was a 3,000 damage game, and it really felt like very little effort. So, yeah, I think this tank is absolutely fantastic. So, let's do one more game, and let's see if the Shrek can do pretty good. What do we have up against us? We got an AMX M4, M48 A2 Rampanzer. Well, we got a platoon. There's still people obviously trying to get their hands on the Balchation Avenir. Alright, well, I'm trying to decide where I want to go here. I'm not going to play towards medium side, especially when we have 1, 2, 3, 4 heavies. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go wide A corner. I think that's a pretty good position to work this vehicle. Again, the mobility is great on this tank. I personally like the mobility more than the Scorpion G. It's just kind of nicer in that regard. And as I said, because the armor is a little bit more reliable than the Scorpion on not getting high explosive pen, and you do have Spall Liner, that is quite a big advantage. So we're just going to head wide here. We're going to ignore the 45. Well, actually, we got a pretty easy pen into his vehicle. Let's put on our adrenaline here. Let's get a shell into the T-77. And they're getting bled out quite a bit at this point. We're going to aim it on the 45 now. There you go. 280. I mean, that's already 900 damage we've been able to deal. Like, that's crazy when you think about it. We're ripping out damage like crazy. So, T-77's in the back. And, well, we don't have much... Oh, actually, we have the SMV here that we might be able to shoot if he backs up again. But it does not look like that's going to be the case. All right, well, that's fine. Let's aim it on the T-77. There you go. Another 300 damage shell. And, well, we're just going to chill here for now. Now that the T-77 has fully backed up, I think it's my time to push in. Alright, well, this is already looking like a pretty easy win if you ask me, especially with the Borsig and everybody else just rolling up on this poor T-77. He shot twice, so we're able to just get to his side here. There you go, get one shell out. Will the Borsig clear him? It's 50-50, so I'm going to try and clear him myself. There you go, we do get the finishing shot out. We have the silencer running away. We're naming an HE shell onto the rear of that silencer. Oh, look at that. 420 damage shell into his tank. Again, the HE on this thing slaps absolutely hard. Alright, we're going to aim it on the silencer. There you go, another nice shell into his turret for 300 damage. Alright, now we got the T-32, and we're going to aim it on the side of the T-32, possibly. Well, let's see. Well, the only problem is this T-77's kind of taken this route pretty wide here, but that's not much of an issue for me. We're just going to get one shell out. T-77's kind of pushing us, but that's no problem. We get one, we get two. We're just going to keep on damaging this guy over and over. I mean, again, look at this thing's DPM. It's crazy. Alright, one more shell, and the T-32 is obviously a goner. He managed to bounce us somehow. There you go. Easy shot, and all that's left is the ROM Panzer over here. We're going to load in an HE shell. Oof, 370 HE into the rear of his vehicular. We're up to 3,700 damage, and there you have it. That was a very easy win. So, I really like the Shrek. Personally, I think it's a fantastic Tier 8 with the great DPM, mobility, and just overall capabilities. I really can't complain about it. I mean, we aced it right there. We did top on the team. We got a solid amount of credits at 144,000 because of the ace. And we absolutely farmed the enemy. Like, yes, is this a skill-based vehicle? Of course. The Scorpion G is a skill-based tank. Any lightly armored tank destroyer, especially one that is going to be running Spalliner, is going to be skill-based. But if you know how to drive it properly, I can tell you for a fact that this is going to be a rather enjoyable vehicle. The gun is great, the DPM is solid, and the accuracy, as I went over, is absolutely unbeatable in the tier. So I really like the Shrek, and I think it's fantastic. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.